for each project that you receive, it's like, okay, I'm more passionate about this one, so I'm going to put more time into it, or you put, like, as much effort as you possibly can for each project, or...
Listen, I'm gonna be so real, I'm not gonna lie. It does happen sometimes where, like, that one special one will come along that maybe you pour a little bit more time into than some of the others. But I think it's changed a little with, like, the strike and how, I mean, we were talking about that a little bit before, where everything's just... It's felt a little slow, and like I think ever since then, trying to make the most of like every opportunity and seizing it, it's definitely important. And I think, having that mindset of being, anytime I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know about this one, or like, oh, this is a lot, it's a lot of time and energy to pour into this. Like, I think just thinking of it as like, no, this is work, this is what you do. Like that mindset has definitely helped a little bit more. But
what was your favorite your favorite piece to work on out of everything?
Well, I mean, there have been so many fun ones, and they've all been really different, which has been so great too. Like, just to get to do all these different types of like projects and films, that's been the best, like the cherry on top. It's just to get everything so different.
On set.
Just to be on set is great. I think, honestly, I mean, I've loved everything I've done so much. But I think in terms of the one that's probably, when I did The Skies Everywhere from 2022, that film, click on it. That film I did when we filmed it back in 2020. It's Apple TV.
Jason Segel.
Jason's in it. Jason, shout out Jason. He played my uncle in it, which was amazing. An incredible. It was like an honor, but also a lot of pressure. Like
really,
just.
This is a step up.
It was a huge step up. It was Apple and A24, which was like huge, and the audition process was so long, and I just remembered like thinking, you know, I love this character, I love this film, I will probably be really sad if I don't get it, but also I understand, because this is a lot, and I don't know if, like, you know, I got the part, and I was just like, it didn't even feel real, and it was just like, it's definitely the hardest I've ever had to work. So many tears. It's a very like emotional roller coaster of a movie, and
so you have to be emotional too.
Yeah, it deals with like grief and loss and first love and like a love triangle and all this juicy stuff, which was so fun to film, and I loved my castmates so much. They're so talented and made filming so much fun. And it was great. We were filming up in Northern California and like the redwoods for like 3 months, just like skipping around these gorgeous trees and just getting to, you know, just make this awesome art. And the movie's very, like, I don't know, it deals with a lot of really heavy themes, but it's also very, like, whimsical and kind of goofy and just, like, I don't know, it feels very, like, just, like, inside the brain of, like, a teenage girl. And we filmed it in 2020, so it was the year of COVID. Okay, and, like, everything was so, like, the world was shut down, and I was so sad for that whole year. And then this came, and, like, I don't know, it definitely saved me in a lot of ways. Just, like, I felt like, I was like, okay, I have a purpose again. I have this outlet. It made tapping into the grief and the loss so easy, just because of even just as simple as what was happening in the world. There was just so much happening, definitely. And this was a really fun one. It's also, I don't know if you guys have seen it or read it, but it's based off the YA book called The Skies Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. So if you haven't read it, you should go read it. It's awesome. And Jandy, the author of the book, she also wrote the movie too, which I think made it so much more special, because like it's just like her baby. Everything was like her vision. Even the movie, her vision, which is so special. I was so wrapped up in it that it was a little tough getting back to real life afterwards. Like I was just, everything was so wrapped up in what I'd been doing, and it was just like being on this high for like months. I also had to learn how to play the clarinet for this movie, which another random tidbit.
How was that? How was learning how to play the clarinet? Like,
that was a really fun time. most nervous about because I was like, because in the movie my character's supposed to be this incredible clarinet player, and the goal is to apply to like Juilliard for clarinet. And when I first read the script, I was like, this is amazing. How is someone gonna do that? I was like, unless they find someone who already plays, which like I was like, I hope they don't. But then when I got it, I was so excited and was like, okay, I guess like I have to get to work. And I got a clarinet teacher to work with.
So basically,
amazing.
Yeah, we'll say that much right there.
Squad.
I swear, I was telling my mom like I'm in the weirdest outfit out of all these kids. Like, why did you put me in that?
You're so little, and it's awesome.
We're all so tiny in this. We were like 12 or 13. But
crazy.
These were the IT auditions when we were doing obviously the mix and match. But this was the first round. So the first time when we were doing the auditions, they called I think it was 10 of us in, and a bunch of it was 2 people for each character. And so at the time, I was doing the inhaler kid. I was doing the nerdy inhaler one.
Yes.
And it was for a specific director. And Finn was playing Richie. I'm not sure exactly about Jude. I think Judo was also doing Richie as well. Mm-hmm. And then Cooper might have also been doing my character, or I don't know exactly who was playing who. Mm-hmm. But we basically were there for 5 or 6 hours just mixing and matching with just different people and going in the room, seeing how they would run the audition. Finn was cursing left and right, and I was like, this kid is a maniac. But I was like, he's a great maniac. He's way ahead of his time. Like, for a kid that age to be cursing so naturally, I was like, all right, that makes sense. He was just coming from Canada at the time too.
Wow.
So he was coming down, and you have those. I mean, those very. This is one of those emotional projects, and it's all about your emotions and the emotions that are being displayed.
Yeah.
Do you prefer those, or do you prefer the musical, the happy comedy?
I mean, well, I guess it depends. There's things I love about both. This, I think, if there's a really strong connection to the script and the character, it feels really fulfilling to do something that intense justice. It's very fulfilling to get to that point and feel like you understand them. That's huge. So I don't know. It depends. I love both, and I would love to do both forever. But this one was crazy. Yes, check it out. It's it's on Apple TV. It might be on Amazon Prime as well. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe
it might be. So that also might be another place to check. And the book is also you can find it at Barnes and Noble. They made a special. This is so cool too, and I have a copy at home.
You have a special limited edition?
I have a special edition. They did a special edition with the movie poster as the book cover, which was crazy. That's so
cool.
Getting to see that was so sick. I was just like,
that's
oh my god,
awesome.
Oh man.
Oh, was that your first on-screen kiss?
First on-screen kiss? Actually, no. My first on-screen kiss I did when I was about 13.
Yeah, it was 13.
She's a pro.
She's a pro. She's the veteran now.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely doesn't get less scary, especially the first time. You're always like, oh my god, because it's like doing a kiss in real life, but it's scripted. You have to do it.
And again, and again.
And again, and again. And then it gets usually more comfortable, and hopefully the person you're working with is awesome, and yeah. But my first kiss was for this movie that I did called Brave New Jersey. It was this indie movie. I was 13, and it's it was a period piece also, which was awesome. That one was really fun too. We shot that in Tennessee for a month, which was really cool. I remember I was going into 8th grade, and it's based off of, it takes place in the 1920s, It's when the War of the Worlds broadcast happened over the radio.
Okay.
And it takes place in this tiny little town in New Jersey where they hear the radio broadcast of the War of the Worlds, which like is about aliens invading Earth. And obviously it's not real. It's just like a play they're putting on over the radio, but this tiny little town in New Jersey doesn't know it's fake.
Yeah.
So they actually think aliens are coming. And it's about like basically like the kind of log line is if you knew you only had one night to live, what would you do?
Yeah,
and it's a comedy. Like it's really funny. It's kind of dark.
At 13.
At 13, and my thing, I was like, I want to have my first kiss. That's what I want to do with my last night. So that was my first kiss on screen, was for Brave New Jersey, which that was a fun one.
Do you think that they're...
That's the bangs, crazy.
Look at that!
The bangs were a different era, you guys. I had bangs from when I was basically born till when I was like 14, and finally I was like, Mom, please, I need to grow these out and try something new. Trying it. This is, I remember this one. This is a shot we had, that's me. And we had this like, it was in this really crazy like fake little town that we were filming in. They had all these old like 1920s cars everywhere, and like it's supposed to be like post-apocalyptic like trash. Like all the stores were like broken into, and there was just like debris and like trash everywhere, and it was
that was like a cool set to work on.
It was a really cool set to work on. It was awesome. I had the best time with that. And this one, I think this one they have on, it's on Amazon. I remember we went to a couple film festivals with it. It was at Austin Film Fest, which was really cool. I did these 2 shorts last year that I believe are coming out at some point this year. I'm not sure exactly when. Be promoting those hopefully when I know more, which is hopefully very soon. But both of those are really, really fun projects. Very like night and day, so different. One is like very coming of age, a little like, it's very heartfelt, kind of sad, kind of like emotional and pretty deep, and then the other one is just like straight horror, like just really weird and scary and like creepy. But so yeah, those I'll be talking more about on Instagram hopefully when I know more, which will hopefully be soon. And then just I'm still like auditioning. Hopefully something down the line comes up. It's pretty soon. And then just making my own stuff. I have plans to get together with my friends and just try to make some things happen.
How did you find your friends, at least in Hollywood or in LA, who are doing similar, or at least pursuing similar things that you were?
Similar things, I think. Well, it's kind of been I was initially gonna say like just from different acting classes, because like I have like the main acting class, and then I've done a couple others and have met some really awesome people through just being in class and just really trying to put myself out there. And I always feel like acting class is a great start, because also you're getting paired with people to work with them, so then like it's also a great opportunity to rehearse, but also like get to know them and make some new friends. And so acting class is a huge one. And then from working too, I've been so fortunate enough to just like meet some really, really great people who are just like good people, so talented, who I'm still like close with to this day. And that's like something I'm so grateful for. Like I've held on to a lot of good ones, which I'm so lucky. Like there are just a lot of really talented, great friends out there that I've made from working on stuff with them. And even social media too. Like there's a lot of people that's the one thing that I think is such a great thing about Instagram, TikTok, which happy we still have that. But like it's, I think just, I don't know, it's people that I haven't even necessarily even met in person yet, but just seeing that we're into the same stuff, same movies, or we've worked with the same people, or we're both passionate about theater. Just I love getting to, I don't know, those connections are always so fun. So everything, I can also say my Instagram is I'm Grace Kaufman, which he'll put, and then my TikTok is just at Grace Kaufman, and my Twitter or X is now is I'm Grace Kaufman as well. Well, okay, I feel like my mentality changed. When I was younger, I worked really hard and I was like, I want to be the best one in my acting class. I want to be the best one. I want to be the one that like just does everything right and perfect from the start. And that's just, like that's such a silly mentality to have. Then I think older I got, the more I felt kind of the opposite. I was like, okay, I don't really want to be the best anymore. I would much rather be the worst in a class and feel challenged and feel like, oh, like I have a lot to learn. Like I'm not, like there are such good people here. And I think I really felt that when I was studying in New York. That was crazy. It was definitely the most intense class I've ever done. And our teacher, Deborah Headwall, shout out to her. She's incredible. She's a brilliant teacher, and she's tough. Like she's a little terrifying, but like in a good way. She definitely is hard on you, but also she expects the best. So like, that was crazy. And I was talking about just like zoning in, watching stuff.
Oh yeah.
I get distracted.
I
Like,
get distracted.
Usually if I'm watching a movie, my phone is, I have no idea, and then it'll be like hours later, and I'll have like 6 missed calls from my mom, and like missed texts from my friends, being like, what happened? Are you like alive? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I forgot that there's a world out there. I forgot.
Now might be a good time to transition over to the other horror game. Are you alright with that?
I'm ready. Let's try this.